Welcome to Communication 100, Chapter 8, Presentation Skills, and this is a quick overview of this chapter. So we can start by looking at what is a presentation. And we can see that a presentation is communication which informs and influences a group of people. It's presenting a speech to a group of people. So the 4 P's of a good presentation. Well, the first one is planning. One must plan the presentation. One must prepare, in other words, lay out your notes, your slides, and then one must practice the presentation, and finally you do the presentation. This is very important: planning, preparing, practicing, and presenting. The 4 P's of a good presentation. So let's go through all of those 4 P's. Firstly, select a topic. Number 2, have a plan and a structure or an outline of what you're going to say. That's part of the planning. Now, you can find different ideas for planning. Research your topic. You can go to look at what other important people have said, and then in the slide you can read some places where you can research. Now, when you are planning, this is still under planning, there are 3 parts to a presentation. When you're thinking about it, you're designing it, you're planning. Number 1 is the introduction. What are you going to talk about? Number 2 is what we call the body. In other words, the main points that you're going to speak about, and then a conclusion. What did you tell them? It's a summary. Very important, students. It's a summary of what you already said. Now, let's go to the introduction. Again, this is all under P for planning. So, you use a short introduction to get people's attention. And then you have a main idea to create interest. Now, you can look at these points. I'm not going to talk to them about how you do that. And finally, we can use interesting visual images. Now we move to the body. We've introduced the topic. We've got people interested. So we give only a few main points that support the topic. And points should be interesting, and they must follow a logical order, and we can use visual images to stress the main idea. Now, we've had an introduction, which is very short. We've had our main idea or our body, which is the information, and now we do a conclusion, which is a short summary. Remember, we don't bring new facts into the conclusion. It just summarizes the main idea. So we emphasize it. And in the summary, the conclusion, we want to leave people with a thought that they will remember. Remember, read the last point. People always remember the last thing they heard. Now, we're going back to our 3 P's. Remember, planning, preparing, practicing. So it's important to practice. And when you practice, that's where you memorize or you get to know how your slides work. And then finally, watch yourself. Now you can video yourself or you can watch yourself in a mirror. But it's important, particularly when English is a foreign language, that you practice the vocabulary you will use. Now, again, back to the 4 P's. What are they? Preparing, planning, practicing, and presenting. So, how do we present? Well, we can ask leading questions. And remember, when you're presenting, students, you cannot read your slides. You are presenting to your audience. So, point number 3 means you use positive body language. That means good eye contact, good energy, and stand straight and look at your. So that is a quick summary of the chapter on making a presentation. I hope you enjoyed the video. Look out for the next one.